Welcome back. Okay, es un clima muy templado. El clima del centro de España es un clima templado. It's a mild climate. Not really. The climate in Spain is a bit extreme. It gets very hot in the summer, and it gets cold in the winter. Not as cold as before. It used to get colder in this country. It used to snow more. Yeah. There used to be a lot of snow on the ground, especially in Castilla y León, but not anymore. It doesn't snow as much as it used to. It doesn't rain as much as it used to. Yeah. Now it rains a little less than it used to. It used to rain more. It used to. It used to snow more in this country. Okay? It used to. Antes nevaba más. It used to snow more. Antes llovía un poquito más. It used to rain a little more. It doesn't rain. Ya no llueve tanto como antes. It doesn't rain as much as it used to. No nieva tanto como antes, eso seguro. It doesn't snow as much as it used to. Used to. Curiosa expresión. Used to. Se escribe used como el pasado de usar, used, más to. T-O. Used to. Used se pronuncia used to. Como el monasterio de Yuste, cambiando la E-U, el monasterio de used to. Okay? Used to. Yo antes enseñaba más horas. I used to teach more often. Antes enseñaba mejor que ahora. I used to teach better than now. I used to drink a lot of water during class. Now I don't drink much. I used to use only a shirt microphone. Now I use a shirt microphone and my favorite big microphone. I used to sit in a black chair. Now I sit in a white chair. Okay? I used to live in a big house. Now I live in a small house. My good friend Gustavo Morgan, he's a very special guy. Do you know Gus Morgan? No? Have you ever heard of Gus Morgan? Have you ever heard of? Have you ever heard of Gus Morgan? Have you ever heard of Gus Morgan? ¿Entendéis lo que estoy preguntando? Estoy preguntando si os suena el nombre. Nada más. Si digo, have you heard about? Have you heard, sin ever. Have you heard about Gus Morgan? ¿Has oído lo último sobre Gus Morgan? Pero si digo, have you ever heard of, no about, Gus Morgan, estoy preguntando si suena el nombre, si te suena familiar. You've never heard of Gus Morgan, no? Okay, well, Gus Morgan used to be a rich man. He used to be a very important person, a VIP. Hay una cadena de tiendas buenas en este país que se llama VIPs. Viene de VIP, VIP. Very important person. Y decimos las letras, no decimos un VIP. Viene un VIP, ¿ok? Viene un VIP. Se dice, oye aquí a veces, oye es un VIP. Trátale con guante de seda. He's a VIP. Treat him with a velvet glove. En inglés ponemos guantes de terciopelo para tratar con los VIPs. Treat him with a velvet, not silk. Silk is seda. Aquí decís guante de seda para tratar a alguien muy bien. We say de terciopelo. Velvet. It was blue velvet. Okay, treat him with a velvet glove. He's a VIP. Oh, he's a VIP. And he's coming here. Okay, he's coming here. But the VIP I'm talking about is Gus Morgan, and he used to be a VIP. He's not a VIP anymore. He used to live in a beautiful mansion. He doesn't live in a beautiful mansion anymore. He used to appear in the gossip magazines. The gossip magazines. But he doesn't aparecer en las revistas de chismorreo, del corazón. He doesn't appear in the gossip magazines anymore. He used to appear in the gossip magazines, but not anymore. He used to go to the best restaurants, but he doesn't go to the best restaurants anymore. He used to drink the best wines from the Ribera, from the Rioja, from the Penedès, from Bordeaux in France, from Burgundy. He used to drink the best wines, but he doesn't drink the best wines anymore. Yes, he used to drive he used to drive several cars. He used to have several cars. Now he doesn't have any. Okay? He used to drive a Rolls Royce daily. Well, he doesn't do that anymore because he doesn't have any cars anymore. He used to eat the best food in the best restaurants, but not anymore. Okay, because he's in prison now. He's in prison. Everything he used to do, he's not doing now. His life has changed completely. And now he's in prison, and now he has to get used to a new kind of life. Hasta ahora estoy usando el pasado, lo que él antes hacía, lo que antes comía, lo que antes vivía, lo que antes conducía. Pero no estoy diciendo la palabra before nunca. Estoy diciendo una frase, una expresión curiosa que se llama used to. Used to. Entre el sujeto y el verbo. I used to teach more hours. I used to be a better teacher. I used to teach only on the radio, not on television. I used to drive a Peugeot. I used to live with my children. Now my children are independent. I used to live in the United States. I used to have better eyesight. I used to have black hair. Okay? I used to. I used to drink water more every day. Okay, I used to. I used to. Okay? Y I used to es cuando hablas del pasado sin precisar el periodo de tiempo involucrado ni el cuándo. No puedes decir en inglés, yo antes, o I used to drink water en los años 70, no. For example, I lived in Oklahoma in the 1960s. I lived in Texas in the 1950s. Okay? Uso el pasado simple porque estoy precisando periodo de tiempo en los años 60. I lived. No se puede decir I used to live. Ahora, si tú me dices que vas a ir a Oklahoma mañana, ¿en Oklahoma? I used to live there. I used to live there. Yo antes viví allí o viví allí. I used to live there. No estoy precisando cuándo, ni dónde, ni, bueno, dónde sí, cuándo, ni durante cuánto tiempo. No puedes decir, yo antes viví en Oklahoma durante 8 años. I used to live in Oklahoma for 8 years. No, I lived in Oklahoma for 8 years. Pero si digo el pasado, con la única idea de que ya no es vigente, ya no es válido, usamos used to, sin precisar fecha. Parece muy técnico esto, pero se usa muchísimo. Donde vosotros decís, yo antes vivía mucho más vino que ahora. Antes vivía en una casa en ese barrio. Antes conocía más gente importante. I used to know more people. I used to live in a bigger house. I used to drink more wine. Pum, 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 pum. I used to. Y luego la confusión con estoy acostumbrado a I am con el verbo to be en medio. I am. Ahora parece un verbo de más. Antes decía I used to be. Yo antes fui, por ejemplo, digamos que hace años fui cura, sacerdote, y que dejé el hábito. I left the habit. Yo antes fui cura, o era cura. I used to be a priest. I used to be a priest. I used to work in a church. I used to save souls, and not English levels, okay? I used to work with people's soul, con su alma, not with their English, okay? I used to. Ahora, si inserto I am used to, eso ya cambia toda la ecuación. Y es otra galaxia por completo. I used to be. Okay. I am used to being. Estoy acostumbrado a estar aquí. I am used to being. Y después si tú pongo el gerundio, I am used to working with cameras. I am used to using these lists. Estoy acostumbrado a beber agua mientras enseño. I'm used to drinking water while I teach. I'm used to using, valga redundancia con use. Estoy acostumbrado a utilizar. I'm used to using this microphone. I'm used to sitting in this chair. I'm used to talking to you. I'm used to teaching English. I'm used to doing many things because I've been doing them for many years. I have spent half of my, well, more than half. I've spent 35 years teaching English, so of course I'm used to teaching English. I'm used to correcting your mistakes. I'm used to using my material. I'm used to insisting on many things. Okay, y eso es muy diferente, 100% diferente de I used to do. I used to do es antes hacía. I'm used to doing, estoy acostumbrado a hacer. Es presente. Okay, no pasado. Okay, I used to live in Oklahoma, but now I live in Madrid. And I'm used to living in Spain. Estoy acostumbrado a vivir aquí. I'm used to eating Spanish food. I'm used to hearing the Spanish language on the street. I'm used to dealing with Spanish people. They're different. They are different. They're different from American people. But I'm used to dealing with them and living with them and working with them and having fun with them and loving them. Okay, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Now, returning to our friend Gus Morgan, nuestro amigo Gustavo. Gus Morgan used to be rich. He used to be famous. He used to live in a beautiful house. He used to have 3 cars. He used to have beautiful women at his arm all the time. He used to appear in the gossip magazines constantly. He used to be the king of the mountain. He used to have the respect and admiration of everybody. But then they caught him and his game, and now he's in prison. He has been in prison for only 2 months, and everything he had before, he has lost. He used to have beautiful women with him, but not anymore. He used to drive beautiful cars, but not anymore. Anymore no significa nunca más. Puede que vuelva a conducir coches de lujo, pero de momento ya no. Okay, and he doesn't anymore. He used to appear in gossip magazines, but not anymore. He used to eat in the best restaurants and drink the best wines, but not anymore. Okay. Now, ahora vamos a pasar al otro uso de used to. Now he's in prison. He has a different life. He has to get used to different things. Tiene que acostumbrarse a una vida nueva. He has to get used to living in prison. He has to get used to prison life. He's not used to the bed. The bed is 70 centimeters wide, okay, and 175 long. His feet fall over the end of the bed. But he has no choice. He has to get used to it. He's not used to living in a prison cell. I'm sorry. He was corrupt and he was caught. Now he's paying the price. He's not used to living in a prison cell, but he'll get used to it someday. He's not used to sharing a cell. He shares a cell with another person. He shares a prison cell. He shares a prison cell. Okay, cell is una celda de prisión. He shares a prison cell with another prisoner. And he's not used to sharing a room with another person. He used to live in a mansion. He used to have a beautiful bedroom. He used to have a round bed, enormous, that appeared in the magazines for furniture, homes. But now he lives in a prison cell and he needs to get used to it. He's not used to it yet, but he'll get used to it eventually. He'll get used to it eventually. Eventually, no significa eventualmente. Eventually means a la larga. Tarde o temprano. Antes o después se acostumbrará a compartir una celda de la cárcel. He'll get used to it. Se acostumbrará. Ya se acostumbrará. He'll get used to it. Don't worry about Gus Morgan. Gus Morgan is a tough guy. He's strong. He'll get used to it. He's not used to the food yet. He hates the food in the prison. It's the same every day. He used to eat the best fish, the best beef, the best lamb, the best roast suckling pig, cochinillo. He used to eat caviar. He used to eat the best foods. He's not used to the prison food, but he'll get used to it. He'll get used to it. Yes. He'll get used to everything. He'll get used to the discipline. He'll get used to it, but he's not used to it yet. Are you used to watching me on TV? ¿Estás acostumbrado a ver mis clases? Are you used to watching my classes? Are you used to hearing my voice? Are you used to following my pattern of teaching? Are you used to hearing my method? Are you used to observing my clothes? Are you used to looking at the features on my face? Las facciones de mi cara. En inglés decimos features, features, como las características de un producto. The features of this microphone are a special type of base, a special type of support. It's made of acero inoxidable, stainless steel. It's a bit heavy, but it's a very powerful microphone. Esas son las características, the features. Okay, I like the features of this microphone. Y las facciones de mi cara are the features of my face. Okay, the features? Are you used to the features of my face? Are you used to my accent, the way I speak? Am I speaking with an English accent or an American accent? It's funny. It's funny. Curioso y gracioso. Many people tell me, you're English. I said, why? Because I understand you. The people think that it's easier to understand British English than American, and it's usually the opposite, strangely. The British accent is not one. There are 1,000 different accents in the United Kingdom, and many of them are very difficult, even for me, to understand, okay? In the United States, there are 4 or 5 basic accents. Really, there are 3 basic accents. New York City, the Deep South, and the rest. The Deep South is the Profundo Sur, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, part of Texas, Georgia, Tennessee. That's the Deep South. And then the rest. When I go to the United States and speak to an American, or an American comes here and I talk to them, I don't know if the person is from Philadelphia in the east or from Seattle on the west coast. I can't tell the difference, usually, from the accent. Now, if I come to Spain, I know a person immediately from Badajoz or Cáceres, or a person from Madrid, or a person from Catalonia. I know. And Spain is very small. But in the States, which is 15 times bigger than Spain, I don't know if a person is from Kansas, usually, or from Washington, Oregon, or Maine, or New Hampshire. I don't know. Only from New York City sometimes I can catch the accent. Or, of course, the Deep South, because people talk very slowly and talk in almost like melaza hablan. Well, this pen belongs to me. It's mine. I like it, and I use it when I teach English. Okay. So, getting back to our friend, Gus Morgan. He's in prison now. He's not used to life in prison, but he'll get used to it. If you're new, you're not used to my accent, but you'll get used to it, don't worry. This type of background, what you see behind me, you see, can you see what's behind me? It looks a bit different from the normal television, but don't worry, you'll get used to it. Ya te acostumbrarás. En inglés decimos te acostumbrarás a ello. Siempre a ello. Siempre estoy diciendo to it, to it. You'll get used to it. It will take you about a month, but you'll get used to it. I'm used to it. Juan Luis is used to it. The floor technician, the people upstairs in the sound booth, they're used to it. Most people are used to it. If you're not used to it, constantemente, you'll get used to it. Don't worry. Okay. Vaya. Es un clima muy templado aquí. It's a very mild climate. Así empezó todo el rollo que acabo de soltar. Spain has an extreme climate, hot and cold, but there are a few places in which the climate is mild. Galicia, no hay feo en inglés. In Galicia, the climate is relatively mild. It's wet, humid, but it's mild. The temperature extremes are not very great. Normally, the average temperature in the winter is 14 or 15 degrees. The average temperature in the summer is 26, 27 degrees. So, it's a relatively mild climate. Mild, como milla, mild, con sonido de al final, mild. A cigarette. Some cigarettes are strong. Other cigarettes are mild. Okay? I don't smoke. But some people prefer strong cigarettes. Other people prefer mild cigarettes. Some people prefer extreme climates, hot in the summer, cold in the winter. Other people, most people, I think, prefer a mild climate. Silicon Valley in California, the center of California, has a very mild climate, beautiful climate in Silicon Valley. But in Chicago, for example, it's tremendously extreme. Chicago goes down to 20 degrees below zero in the winter with wind and 40 degrees above zero in the summer. And it's very hot and humid. Chicago is a very harsh, muy áspero, very harsh climate. But people love it. The people who live in Chicago love Chicago, and the people who visit Chicago usually love Chicago, despite the extreme temperatures. Mild. A mild person. Una persona de modales suaves. Mild. Superman. Superman, when he wasn't working as Superman, was a journalist. He was a reporter for the Daily Planet, the newspaper, the Daily Planet. And he was el reportero de modales suaves, nuestro amigo Clark Kent. He was a mild-mannered reporter for the Daily Planet. Okay, esta información aquí puedes despistar a la gente, en mi opinión. This information can be misleading for the people. This information can mislead the people. To lead is conducir, dirigir o guiar. Lead. De ahí viene la palabra líder. A leader es una persona que guía o lidera a los demás. A leader. Leadership es liderazgo o dotes de mando. You need to exercise leadership to lead people in the right direction. When you lead people in the wrong direction, mal guías o mal conduces o mal llevas o mal lideras, okay? You mislead the people. To mislead the people. Some leaders mislead the people. Other leaders don't. You need to be careful in choosing your leader. If you are a follower, which is fine, everybody who's a leader needs followers, and followers need leaders. Most people are looking for a leader. We need leaders. Because otherwise, life feels very precarious and dangerous and insecure. So people look for leaders. Most people. And other people want to be leaders and assume or try to assume leadership positions. And sometimes these people are not qualified to be leaders. The German people were misled by Adolf Hitler and his group of lieutenants, lugartenientes. All right? They misled the German people and led them to perdition. So you can say Adolf Hitler was a very good leader. In one sense, yes. He was an eloquent communicator, and he was able to make the German people follow him. All right? But he was not a good leader because he misled the people. Okay? Mal conducir, mal guiar. In 1983, 25 years ago, or 26 years ago, a long time ago, the air traffic controllers in the United States, 15,000 air traffic controllers, controladores aéreos, went on strike. Went on strike. To go on strike is declararse en huelga. They went on strike, and that's illegal in the United States. Civil servants, funcionarios, los funcionarios, civil servants can't go on strike in the United States. When they accept the job and sign the contract as a civil servant, they take an oath. Tomar un juramento. O hacer un juramento. They take an oath, oath, con H, oath. They take an oath in which they promise not to go on strike. Public workers, civil servants, need to find other channels to express their grievances, to express their claims or their complaints. Not through strikes, because these people serve the public. They are civil servants. Se dice en inglés sirvientes civiles. And the unions representing the air traffic controllers, they convinced the air traffic controllers to go on strike. And Ronald Reagan said, you have 72 hours to go back on the job or you will lose your job. And he said, you are being misled by your unions. Ojo, esto va en serio. Estáis siendo mal guiados por vuestro sindicato. You are being misled by your unions. Go back. 2,000 returned, 13,000 didn't. They lost their job. Okay? It's an interesting story. I don't have time to finish it today because I need to finish, but I'm not going to mislead you. I'm not going to mislead you. If you want to learn English, you have to work. I will lead you, but I will not mislead you to telling you that English is easy, because it's not. Okay. We'll come back. I'll come back with you. We'll come back together another day. All right. Take care.